Hello, love. I hope this letter finds you well. Today, I'm writing to you to show you how I make my wax seals. You will have seen them in my intro and outro. But there are so many good sounds, and honestly, it's just visually stimulating, so I wanted to show you my whole process. I have my array of supplies. I do use the classic put the spoon over the candle setup. Some people use a hot glue gun, but I use the beads and the wax seal spoon. Get that warming up. I have this little scraper for scooping the wax seals, or the wax seal residue, rather. And this is called a bone folder. And while that would make a really good name for a pro wrestler, this is not something that is used to fold bones. It is something that is used to fold paper that is made of bones. I don't know if this one, I honestly doubt it. I don't know. It might actually be made out of a bone. But that is why this little tool is called a bone folder. I have my wax seal stamp. I got this custom made so that it would have the Love Lori Joe ASMR logo. And we have it sitting in an ice bath so that when we stamp, the wax, it cools off much quicker. And I have this. I am not sure what to call it other than a hole punch. But different. Because, you know, a hole punch I think of in an office setting. And this is used more for, I think leather is what it's designed to punch a hole in, but I use it to punch a hole in the wax seal so that it can then be a pendant. For a keychain or a necklace. And I have shown you in a previous video the wide array wax seal colors that I have. But for today, I think we will stick with this burgundy. This is not burgundy. This I would call a pinkish cream color. These are burgundy. Or maroon, whatever. I'm sure there are subtle differences between burgundy and maroon, but what have you. I think this became my color of choice because my lipstick color of choice tends to be a dark red or a burgundy. I think that stands out the most. And perhaps a little gold accent here or there. So first I want to try I do also have this silicone mat for when I want to make a wax seal that doesn't seal a letter. And we already have, like I said, our little tea light going. So that spoon is definitely warmed up by now. Let's add a few beads. They melt surprisingly fast, in my opinion. But honestly, everything moves fast to me. That's already half melted. I think for future reference, having a toothpick handy to give it a little stir might be a good idea. I think for now I can probably use this little guy. I don't want to mix it up too much, as I don't want to ruin the swirl effect. I feel like I could just I want to make sure that as soon as it's melted, I go ahead and pour. I have let it get too hot in the past. And that has led to bubbles showing up in the wax seal. And we can't have that. We have a handy paper towel. I've already used it a couple of times to clean off the spoon. So, first attempt, and it was not enough wax. So, I think what I want to do is make sure that all of the wax in the spoon comes out. So when I'm pouring, I think I'll simultaneously be scraping. Let's go ahead and try that. I am not left-handed. Oh, this is tricky. A little bit of fun painting with wax. And we chalk that up to a learning experience. Let's try that again. We'll melt a few more wax beads. I think I want to try 3 again before moving on to 4. I don't know. Let's go ahead and do 4. No reason not to. Just to make sure we have plenty of wax. Okay. I do think that scooping and pouring is not an effective strategy. Still a bit warm. I think we rounded that off beautifully. Let's try one more. This time, let's add a gold accent. 3 burgundy and 1 gold. That is an exciting color. I might have overmixed it a little bit. It ended up looking a little orange, didn't it? And not perfectly rounded out. But that's why we practice. You can see the difference between the two. The one with the gold versus the solid burgundy. It's a fun swirl on the back. I've done a few. On the silicone pad, I do want to see how well this works. Aha! Just perfectly is all. Now we have a lovely little keychain or necklace. A decorative little touch. Now let's try sealing a letter. Let's clean this out. Because I think I want to switch back to the burgundy, the solid burgundy. So I want to remove any remnants of the gold. Now, I had previously folded letters just into 3 sections. But I've recently seen something that makes it a little bit more secure, so you wouldn't be able to just lift up one corner and be able to read someone's private letter. So first, we fold in 3 sections vertically. I love this thing. So that the letter would fold open, like so. Now, we fold this in 3. ready. Again, not enough wax. Perhaps I should be using 5. So let's try it once more. I think the wax that's in the spoon already will count as my 5th, perhaps 4.5. So we'll add 4 and fold again. I think I prefer folding in just a little bit instead of all the way to the center. So that it opens that way. This fold is being stubborn. I think that looks more envelope shaped. stuff's tricky. But I am satisfied with this result. There we have the wax seals. Here are the ones we tried. Just on the silicone mat. And here are the 2 letters. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Until I write to you again. Anytime you rest, rest well. Love, Lori Jo. P.S. Very special thank you to my pen pal patrons. Spine Buster T, Feisty Achievement, Casey, and Jonathan. Your support means more to me than I can express. Thank you.